Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Yep, we are reading for June 24th, 25th, and 26th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, you know that I'm going to be using my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards. I will use my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I will then follow up with a crystal energy from my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, this is just the introduction. You will find this on all of the videos, but I will put a link down there in the description for you to bypass, especially for those who cross-watch their, their moon, their, rising, ascending, moon, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars. So if you cross-watch, that's the place for you to go. Or if you just want to bypass again. Now, for the main part, I am going to use my Waite Rider or Rider-Waite deck, and I will use my Colleen Barrett Reed. I did it pretty good. The Good Tarot. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to the source, God, higher power, and ask that whatever comes through just comes through. Now let's go on to my little thing. I know I've talked to death about, well, not to death, but I've talked a lot about the planetary alignment that will be on the 24th. Even though today I'm doing this on the 21st, and even though this is this is the solstice, summer solstice for the people in the north, winter solstice for the people in the southern hemisphere, a lot of Midsummer Eve celebrations are around the 23rd, 24th, okay? So we also had, and I told you about the, what else was going on. Let's see. St. John's Day, that's the John the Baptist birth feast day. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. And I also told you about the Great Full Planetary Parade Alignment. And I've heard some people say, that this is something that happens every 20 to 40 years. But this is supposed to be all the planets, not even the planets that even the planets that you cannot see. And that has been said is about, 100, 140 years. I've put a couple of articles about that. Now, the interesting thing is, new moon, Cancer, on the 28th, 10:52 p.m. Eastern Time. And on the 28th at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Time, Neptune, who is in Pisces, goes retrograde. So that's a lot of that digging up secrets type of thing. Okay, so the interesting thing to me, is that the last couple of days I've been singing a song from, it is a play, they made a movie out of it called Hair, H-A-I-R, back, late 60s, early 70s. And actually it's a musical. It was a musical on Broadway, very popular when I was a youngster. And one of the songs that came from it was Aquarius. And it was, so I've been singing it and singing it and singing it, and that it just kind of, okay, enough. But a little bit, and I'm going to throw this out just for kicks and giggles. Who's even to say? I don't know with this per se, but it just kept coming over and over. So some of the lyrics is when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars. So I'm thinking, well, Jupiter and Mars are in Aries right now. There is this great alignment. They will be in Aries, so there is an alignment going on. They will be in Aries. Well, Mars will be in Aries until July 5th, and Jupiter will be in Aries. Well, then it goes retrograde July 28th. So both of these are still, I would say, in an alignment. And I want to know, this is like one of those things. Let's open this up for discussion. Talks amongst yourselves. Anyway, so I'm thinking, okay, so what would the 7th house be from Aquarius? And that, I counted that out, and that would be Leo. So that, because you count Aquarius as the 1st house. So Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer season. So then we would have Leo is the 7th house. So I said, is there going to be a moon in the 7th house of, which is Leo? And there will be a waxing moon So, it is growing. It is it's from the new moon to the full moon. There will be a waxing moon in Leo July 1st and July 2nd. So who's to say, just kind of, there's a lot of people that do better astrology. Of course, I've had to learn as I've gone along and just whatever higher power, Holy Spirit's taught me about this. But I just thought it was very interesting. So is this? Now, the rest of the song is when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will rule the stars. And then it said, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. So the dawning, remember, it is always darkest before the light. So are we entering, many people say that we started entering Aquarius 2012. Some people say that it's going to be 2600. So nobody really even has a firm grip on that. But I just thought it was an interesting lyric, and it had been going through my mind so much, and I just thought, hey, we will see what we will see. Okay, let's go on. This card has fallen. Let's see what we have here. So this is the dawning? I don't know. Because it doesn't say full moon. It doesn't say new moon. It just says when the moon is in the 7th house. Okay, and so here we go. First card is, ooh, we have Sneaky Snake this weekend. We have a 5. 5 has some change energy. Could be positive, could be negative, but this is the 5 of Swords. Swords now is Aquarius. It is Libra. It is also Gemini. Thoughts, processing. It's also making plans. It's hearing news. But this is, to me, I always feel like this has Sneaky Snake energy. This person now, maybe I'm doing this whole thing wrong, and maybe this person is guarding the swords, but I always feel like he might be guarding them, but he's also looking for his payoff. Okay, so I always get a Sneaky Snake energy with this, but at the same time, these people have turned their back. These people somewhat trust him, but he does not feel trustworthy to me. So what is going on with it? Is there a Sneaky Snake energy going on? Something with Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Maybe we're going to hear some interesting news over the weekend, because isn't Mercury still in Gemini, which is our, air energy here. So Sneaky Snake energy. This person isn't, I don't really feel like this person is an honorable person on an honorable energy. However, it does not mean that he gets away with what he's doing. That's the thing that we always have to remember. He doesn't get away with it. He's just, he's just kind of like I said, a sneaky snake. Okay, let's see what we've got here. And reversed cards have a strong energy. So let's see here. The Knight of Cups. So Knight of Cups. Okay, Knights, all the court cards have an underlying energy. Okay, Pages underlying energy is our Earth, which is Pentacles, which is Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, money, job, career. Knights is fire, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So it's passionate, burning, very determined. Now the Queen is Cups, water, and that is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid and emotional, very caring, but very committed, emotionally committed, but also spiritual energy. And then the King's underlying energy is air, which we've talked about, sword energy. Thought processes, hearing news, thinking things through, also very strong strategy too. So the Knight of Cups, Knight's underlying is that, that passion, is that this is really, really where I want to go. But the Cups energy is that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have entered into Cancer season. We have, this is interesting because I do feel like this Knight wants to go forward, wants to rush ahead. But at the same time, he can't necessarily rush ahead. He has his cup. He has his cup. He has to guard whatever is in his cup. Water, fluid, whatever it is. He needs to guard it, and he needs to make sure he brings it safely to wherever he is going. I feel like the horse wants to, the horse has motion, possibly needs to cross that stream. So Knight of Cups is also significant of romantic energy, of emotional energy, wanting to go forward energy. So, is it because, but at the same time, need, he's not in battle. If he was in battle, he'd put his cup down, and he'd also have his helmet, the helmet guard on too. But so he is moving forward. He is prepared if he needs to go into battle. But his focus is to get, I feel like for this card, and it might change during the readings, his focus is to get his cup to where it needs to go. Now, that could be heart energy. Again, that could be very romantic energy. That could be very much a commitment energy. So whatever the commitment is, the Knight of Cups is going to take that very, very seriously. Now, that also, the Knight of Cups, I also feel is very aware of the pitfalls or the downfalls or the sneaky snake energy. So the Knight of Cups, I think, is really trying to, establish a plan, establish, how to be successful in crossing the waters and keeping the cup safe. Anyway, let's go on. Okay, now we have the Nine of Swords. Now the Nine of Swords, and again, that is reversed. So 9 has, let's wrap it up, you've got everything you need, but then the Swords has a lot of anxiety to it. The Swords have a lot of, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pray. We're going to reach out, meditate, reach out to whoever our higher power is, and just ask for some help. But the Knight of Swords is also about unnecessary worry, but it just seems really, really overbearing and overwhelming. So it could, this could have a really strong connection with this, dishonorable energy. But again, the thing about the Nine of Cups, and as we go through this, the Nine of Swords, is that this is not, it's more of an illusion than it is the reality. Our mind is making it bigger than what it actually is. We do get through this. That, the Knight of Cups is saying, is really, no, we have to figure this out. Just chill a little bit. I just have to figure this out a little bit more. The Nine of Swords is kind of waking up and saying, oh, how am I going to pay the bill? How am I going to pay the gas? How am I going to pay this, that? But again, the Knight of Cups is really about getting through it and actually, keeping it is getting through a type of energy, okay? Again, there is something, an energy that is not honorable. It does not mean that energy perseveres, okay? This energy will only persevere if we are delusion, or if we let the illusion of fear cover us, okay? So the thing again with this is, remember, I'm always saying this, fear is the tool of the devil. It keeps you from being who you are. It keeps you from moving forward. It keeps you from connecting with higher power. Believe it, yes, fear keeps you from connecting with higher power, and many, many times over, it's kind of like higher power is the only thing we've really got to hold on to. And that's with that Knight of Cups happening, okay? Now, let's go on with the Colleen Barron read, the Good Tarot. Let's see what we have here. Higher power. There's so much stress going on here. I know the Knight of Cups, though. The Knight of Cups brings peace and brings connection with higher power. Brings the ideas, brings the love, the caring, with also the passion of that fire energy. So let's see. What else? What can you give us? What will you give us? Can you kind of give us a little bit of hope? Help the people that are in those sleepless nights. Let them have rest. Here we go. Okay, let's see what this is. So now we have a 7. Were all of these reversed? I know these two were. I can't remember if that one was. So this one is also reversed. This is the 7. This is a divine umbrella, divine protection, divine redirection also, okay? This is the Strength card. This is very much an angelic covering, this is very much a heavenly covering, okay? Now, the interesting thing, oh, I'm sorry. This is, oh, I was getting the Strength card, but this is actually the Chariot. Oh, I'm not going to redo my videos because I don't do that. But this is the Chariot energy. Okay, cool. So for everyone that's typing away that I'm seeing this wrong, I do have my glasses on. This is the Chariot. I'm looking at her and going, there's the two horses. Okay, the Chariot, much, much better. Maybe I was anticipating Strength. Anyway, the Chariot card is a very interesting card. Again, the 7 does have that umbrella because, yeah, the Strength card is an 8. Anyway, it has that umbrella. Now, the Chariot has very quick moving pieces. It's not static. Things are happening faster than you really think that they're happening. Things are moving forward. But the part of the Chariot is that you need to make sure that you are, again, that connecting with higher power, because the Chariot is kind of hands off the wheel, hands off the reins. Whoever, to be authentic with the Chariot card, the horses are being guided. Now, some will say they're being guided by your force, your will, but others will say, and I will say, they're being guided by higher power. But the horses and the reins are never in the person's hands. They're always hands off the reins. But the Chariot is that fast-moving energy, is that we're going to get through this quicker than you even think. Things are happening that we're not even aware of. There is a higher power that is working behind those scenes. But again, too, this has that, many, many songs about hands off the wheel, hands off the wheel. Don't try to direct it. Let things happen. Let things flow. Now, it can also mean promotion, and it can also mean, something better, winning the race. But the winning the race is also about hands off the wheel. Okay? Okay. So interesting stuff. I do want to hear, I hope you watched the intro. I do want to hear what you think about that, about Jupiter aligning with Mars, and then the Leo. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, and since I discovered that, the song has stopped playing in my mind. But anyway, take a moment, and you know what? Like, but also smash down that like button, because I guess that's what really, the more likes that I can get, the more it moves the algorithms, and I do think that I'm a little shadow banned. Yeah, because I get people telling me that they've signed up, that they have the bell, and they just don't get my notifications. So if you can like, I would really, really appreciate it. But why don't we start the readings now? Hello, my Geminis, and how are you? Well, your season is now over, and I still feel a lot of Gemini energy going on. I feel like you're going to make some major differences. And usually that happens. It's kind of like you get past like that, what is it, right before you Taurus, where you get everything all kind of done, and then your season is where you start putting your plans. I really feel like you're going to make some big splashes. So splashes in Cancer? Maybe. So let's see what we have for my Gemini. So yeah, I feel that there is a new forcefulness to you. I feel like there's a new purpose. Let's see what we have for my Geminis. Higher power. What is there for our Geminis here? Yeah, I feel like you're more purposeful. I feel like you're more, now it's like it's your time. It's time for you to just get it done. Get it done. Okay, let's see what we have for my Geminis. First card, again, these two are reversed. The 7 of Air. Okay, 7. 7, divine umbrella, divine intervention, and sometimes interference, kind of puts you back on track. Air energy is your energy, my Geminis. It's Libra. It's Aquarius energy. Thought processes, seeing things through, making plans, very strategic thinking too. So part of this is, the kind of energy about the 7 of Air for you is you've made your plans, you're implementing. This is the time you're going to have to tweak them. And actually, I feel like, maybe you've made it, maybe in your timeline, things are a little bit more, okay, I want this by the end of July. I want this, you have your timeline. I kind of feel like your timeline It's like what you might have wanted in September is going to come up earlier in July. What you wanted for July may be delayed until September. I just feel like, I do feel very strong stuff from you. Do not get me wrong. I do feel very like you're moving things, you're moving and shaking. But I just feel like it's kind of telling you that higher power is kind of telling you, my Geminis, that remember the Chariot card. It's like, yeah, you think it's going to be just this way, and you're making your plans, but we're going to mess with those plans a little bit. But your plans will bear fruit, okay? They still will go through. It's just not in the timeline you thought they would. Okay, so plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Next card reversed again is Justice. Justice. Now, this in the regular tarot, Radley Valentine switches the Strength card with the Justice card. So in many ways, this should be the Strength card. And then the 11, which is the Strength card, should be the Justice card. However, I do think that that we get strength through justice and justice through strength. Okay, so there is this. Now this is Archangel Raguel. This is an 8. 8 has unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities. There are things happening. Now, justice could be in the legal sense, but I don't really go down that route. I'm not a lawyer. If you have a legal issue, you go see a lawyer. Justice is also in that metaphysical world, in the supernatural world too. Okay? So there is something that is being made right. Something needs to be made right, and it's kind of like, maybe you were like, okay, we're gonna deal with problem, we're gonna deal with 1, 2, 3, and like I said, the Chariot comes and says, nope, not on your timeline. Higher power saying, not on your timeline. We're bringing it up. We're bringing it forward. So there is karmic justice here. There is divine justice here. There is, things are falling basically in alignment. This goes along with the alignment of the planets also. So, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Okay, next card. The Hermit. The Hermit. Now, that is a 9. And we have a 7, 8, and 9. So there is an order to things here. So 9 is, you've got everything you need. Let's wrap it up. The Hermit is Archangel Raziel, who actually goes back to the 1, which is the Magician, and really says you've got everything you need. So, so we have that, we have that validation with this. The Hermit steps out a little bit, steps away from the drama. The Hermit kind of like says, okay, okay, fine. Fine. We're going to do the Chariot. We're going to change things there. So there's an acceptance with the Hermit. It's not necessarily saying I understand it, but just there's more of an acceptance with the Hermit. But the Hermit is also, these two cards are definitely about connecting again with God, higher power. This has really taken some time to do that. The Hermit especially takes time and says, so what is it that you really want? And also, too, gives it to higher power to do whatever it is, higher power wants. Okay? So this is Archangel Raziel, like I said. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. So you do, believe it or not, you do have some activity here. It's just not the way you thought it was going to be. Again, too, that, that Chariot was kind of like not happening the way you thought it was going to happen. My Geminis, things are going to be changing a little bit more. There is, again, that justice is some divine justice happening. Things are, falling into their place. Maybe it's, it's more sooner than later. It could even be later than sooner. But actually, the Justice card makes it feel like it's sooner than later. The Hermit card, connect with higher power, spiritual, kind of say, is there a message for me? Am I supposed to be doing anything? Am I supposed to be quiet? Am I supposed to go down and get this card, which it is? So we have a third major arcana. This is the Tower card. So we have a 7, 8, 9. We have a 1 and a 6. Now 1 plus 6 equals 7, so we have that covered there. 1, new beginnings, new start. 10, transition. 6, number of man, the energies you've put into it. Now somebody in, I think if you have any Cancer energy, I think Cancer got this card. So, and it's funny because Cancer, I started with Cancer and I'm ending with Gemini. So something interesting about that. So if you have any Cancer in your natal chart, okay, take a look at what that is. Do some cross-watching. But this is the Tower card in the Major Arcana. So you've got 3 Major Arcanas. The thing about this is disruption. The Tower card, people are like, oh, no, no, no. What's going to fall apart? What's going to happen? What's going to change? What? Really, if you look at this card, disruption is not necessarily easy. But if you look, this person is already bound up. This person is already tied up. So what happens when these things are disrupted, it pulls the chains away. It frees this person. But you have to go through a little bit of this disruptive energy in order to be freed. So again, it goes back to that 7 of air where I'm saying that, your plans are going to not necessarily work the way you thought they would work. Again, this is all about you saying, okay, higher power, what am I supposed to be doing? Just, let me know. The thing about your plans, though, is there is this justice energy really, pops with it. It's made, your plans are really redesigned, and they're made into something better. But again, this disruption card, the Tower card, is not here to be worrisome to you, is not here to alarm you. It just, it is a shocking energy. It is kind of a rough energy. But what happens is it's actually a very freeing energy too. Okay? Because, remember, Pluto in Capricorn has to pull everything down in order for it to transform, in order for there to be rebuilding. And that's a lot to do with the Tower card. Things have to be brought down in order to rebuild. But with this card, this is a very strong breaking free energy here. Okay? So don't be worried about it. Don't be afraid of it. Go with the flow. Go and just kind of say, okay, we got this. We got this. Okay, let's see what crystal or energy we have for our Cancers. Let's see what we have here. We're going to shuffle like that, really clear those energies out. And here we go. Reversed. Labradorite. Shamanic journeying. Brave. Magic power. Higher awareness. Very interesting. Disruption from Cancer. Disruption to Gemini. Anyway, my Geminis, don't be alarmed at it. It just means that it's all being cleansed. Everything's being cleaned out for your energies. Okay? Okay. Anyway, my Geminis, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Let's really work up, let's really change that algorithm. But, again, besides liking, let's share, subscribe, click on the bell for notifications. Most importantly, though, and this is true, always know, my Geminis, that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.